then we went to two local grocery stores, and I got a total of $360 worth of stuff, and I ended up paying out $162, and I saved $198. Okay, now the first place we went to was a place called Ollie's. All right, and at Ollie's we got these Cook Light reusable bags right here. There's 4 in a pack. Now, I checked at other places, and 2 bags were around $7. So, and those were the big bags that were $7. I couldn't find any that were the smaller bags. So, I'm just saying $7 times 2, that would have been 14, but we only paid $3.98 for 8 bags. And the good thing is these are BPA free, and you can reseal them. Okay, so that's what they look like, and they're selling them at Ollie's. Okay, so we got 2 sets of those. That was the first thing we got. Then I got a case, 6 of these in a case, and they're 99 cents a piece, and that's 28 ounces of crushed fire roasted tomatoes, and they're supposed to be organic, so that's a good thing. Hey Echo, hey Scott. Oh, here you go. You want an applause? If I had a cookie, I'd give it to you. But we got 6 cans of those. And the good thing about these is now they're 28-ounce cans, so you can make a big old thing of spaghetti with just 1 can. You can make salsa out of it. You can pretty much do anything with it. Put it in chili, just anything you need tomato sauce for, or crushed tomatoes, you can use these, okay? That's a really good deal, all right? Considering a 16-ounce can is over $1 in the store now, okay? And then I got Kenneth and Michael a bag of these dry peanuts, and they were $3. In the regular stores, they're about $5. Okay, so, and that was a 24-ounce bag, so same size bag, $2 less. And then I got a thing of this Gatorade for the guys, and it was $9.49 versus $13.89, I think. At what's $13.99 at Sam's, and I think it was $13.89 at Walmart. Okay, so and what else did I get? I got a thing of banana peppers right here. I don't remember what the price was on these. Let's see here. Y'all, I don't remember. But anyway, I got a thing of banana peppers. I don't remember how much they costed. And I got 3 bottles of this coffee creamer, sugar-free stuff for you to put in your coffee. Hello, Alfred's Kingdom. That's really good. Now, this in Walmart, similar size, is around $5. 6, some of them 6, but you can typically get it for about $5. But we paid $2.29 a piece, and I got 3 of them. Okay, so we got that. And what else did I get? from there. Okay. The other thing I got from there is I got 2 of these oil mist sprayers. Now, y'all, I bought some in a store. I'm not going to say where, but I spent $12.99 on one of these, and it was junk. Okay, I could not get it to spray. And I've been told these work really, really good. So we're going to try this. I got 2 of them, and they're BPA free, so that's good. And when you're wanting to just mist your pan or mist something that you're used to having cooked in oil, but you don't want the oil, you just mist it with avocado oil or olive oil, and voila, you got it. Okay. Oh, I didn't buy these from Ollie's. I got these from Aldi. That's right. And I got some meat sticks. I got 2 pounds of meat sticks, and it was $4.99. So that's what I got at Ollie's. And my total at Ollie's. Oh, and I got one other thing. No, 2 other things. I got apricot preserves, and these were $3.79. And in Walmart, these are $12 for a jar smaller than this. And this is 1.5 pounds. So that's a really good deal. Okay, a smaller container is $13. And I got 2 cans of this to give to somebody else. Red enchilada sauce. Okay, this isn't for us. This is for somebody else. I know how to make this from scratch myself, which I prefer. So, let's see what else. Did I get anything else? Nope. And our total at Ollie's was $54.31. You guys, so that was a real. Oh, and I got one other thing. I got the puppies, the bacon creation bacon treats. That was 1.5 pounds, and it was $6. That wasn't the greatest deal, but the ingredients isn't that bad in them, and it was less than Walmart, so I went ahead and grabbed them. Okay, so that was Ollie's. And then I went to Harris Teeter. Okay, and I got some marble cheese and some mozzarella. Okay, and those were buy one get one free. Let's see how much they were. $3.49, and I got 2 of them for $3.49. Okay. Now I got 2 Boston butts. They were 99 cents a pound, and they were both about $7 a piece. $7 and some change. So I got 2 of those, and I got 2 things of Sweet Vidalia Ken Steakhouse salad dressing, and I got 2 things of Sweet Baby Ray's for Kenneth and Michael. Michael wants to do a barbecue this weekend, and he asked if I could get Sweet Baby Ray's, so I got it for him. Okay, and I got a watermelon. That was $4. Oh, and the Ken Steakhouse and the Sweet Baby Ray's was both buy one get one free. And they were both basically $4 for the 2 things of Sweet Baby Ray's and $4 for the Ken Steakhouse. So let's see here. And I got 2 things of zero sugar lemonade. This stuff right here, the Minute Maid lemonade. Me and Kenneth were thirsty, and no soda, y'all. I did not want to get soda, so I got 2 things of Minute Maid zero sugar while we were in there. That wasn't the greatest deal. That was 2 for $5. So that's nothing to brag about. I got 8 ears of corn for 4 for $1. And let's see, what else did I get from there? That's it. And my total was, what was my total? $43.90. So that wasn't that bad. But that wasn't the greatest either. Okay. Oh, and I got 2. No. Did I get that from there? No, I did not. Never mind. That's what I got from there. Okay. Now, the last place we went to was Aldi. And at Aldi, we got 2 bags of spinach. Those are 8-ounce bags. And I got red onions. There is 6 in that bag. And we got 1 pack of buns for their little thing they're doing. 2 loaves of bread. And we got the banana rings. And we got 2 things of this chunky salsa for Michael. And cilantro. And we got the broccoli, carrots, a bag of peppers, and a thing of peanuts. And I got 2 dozen eggs, 2 packs of beef hot dogs, and 5 pounds of ground turkey that's organic. Okay, and my total there was $52.84, y'all. So I spent $162 altogether, and I saved $198. I think I did decent. Not the greatest, but decent. So anytime you can save money, that's a good thing. So that's what we did. So yeah, Michael and Kenneth really, really like Sweet Baby Ray's. Oh, and I got a thing of jalapenos. There's like 5 in here for their little cookout stuff. So that's what we got. Does anybody have any questions about our little food haul? Yeah, a lot of people say Gatorade can be bad on your stomach if you've got really bad gut issues. Okay, I'm just looking. Let's see if I missed anything. Yeah, it's a haul for sure. Now I get the nice, beautiful task of putting it all away. So, well, I don't have to do that while I'm on the computer with y'all, but I do need to put this cheese up so it doesn't melt on me. It's hot in my kitchen. Oh, and I got y'all, I got some Roma tomatoes that I'm going to make a sauce with because my tomatoes aren't growing anymore. They're not producing. And this cheese goes in the freezer, y'all. It's not, I still have some of my homemade cheese. So we're going to be freezing that till I need it. And I also got, I forgot all kinds of stuff. I got a bag of celery. And I got some radishes. My goodness, I forgot stuff. See, I got so much stuff, I forgot stuff. Yeah, that is some nice savings. Oh, and I need to put my cilantro in some water. That's what I need to do. Before it starts wilting. Don't y'all hate that when you get cilantro and parsley and stuff fresh and it starts to wilting on you because you forgot to put it in water? That's never fun. Let's see here. Ooh, I need a little cup. Oh, I know what I'll do. Nope, can't do that. Aha, found it. Found my jar. Okay, I got it put in there. See? I got my cilantro put in a jar in water. Now, when you put it in your refrigerator, you don't want to put it, you want to put it right in the middle of your refrigerator. Okay? So, a piece of string cheese. Yeah, string cheese is good. String cheese is very, very, very good. Very good. Oh, I told y'all I got a watermelon, didn't I? Yeah, I did. Well, I'm going to take the computer over to my table. So, we're going to go to my table. Okay. Here we go. All right. And I can turn this light on. Turn that big light off. And sit down and talk to y'all. Woohoo. I'm coming back, y'all. Oh, thank you, Anna. Well, let me put the camera where it'll at least have my head in it. I think that'll work now. We're gonna. Is that air conditioner bothering the sound at all? Okay. Echo says, I made baked beans from dried pinto beans. They taste great. I just don't care for the texture of pinto beans. You eat them with buttered toast. I haven't never had beans with buttered toast before. I hadn't even thought of that. Okay, so we can keep the air conditioner on, at least for right now. That's good, because it got hot in the kitchen. With that roasting pan on. No, they're not making turkey burgers. Michael is going to do something, but it's not with turkey. I'm not sure what it is, because I already made the Boston butt for pulled pork. I'll be doing some videos on that this upcoming week. I just know he wanted Scotty. He wanted a thing of hamburger buns and Sweet Baby Ray's, and I'm gonna make some baked beans. So, and I bought navy beans, I didn't buy navy beans recently. I've got navy beans in my pantry that I'm going to slow cook to make the baked beans. So I'll be doing that. But yeah, so but I wanted to talk to y'all about something. Yesterday, Kenneth and I have been planning on going to church for Wednesday night prayer and Bible study. And well, yesterday we had a lot to do. We had to go get vehicles inspected and so on and so forth, and we had to order tires for our vehicle because it wouldn't pass inspection without new tires because the tread was too low. So we ordered the tires, and they called Kenneth and told him it was time for him to come and get the truck. So we left. I dropped Kenneth off. Well, I got back to the house, and Kenneth wasn't. I'm sitting in the driveway, and Kenneth hadn't come home yet. So I called him, and I said, "Honey, I knew something was wrong." And he said, the tire fell off the truck. Y'all, he left that place, got out onto the highway, and there's a turnaround for you where you have to do a U-turn to come back for the turn off for our house. When he made that U-turn, the back tire fell off and went in the other lane of traffic, crossed it, and went into the ditch. Nobody got hurt. Okay. And supposedly the truck is okay. But somebody didn't put the lug nuts back on one of the tires. And I guess the guy lost the lug nuts and just, didn't think. I'm not sure. I don't know. But God was watching over my husband, y'all, and everybody on that road, because your tire falls off, flies in the other lane of oncoming traffic. Nobody hit my husband. Nobody hit the tire. And he was okay. And we still made it to church for prayer service and Bible study. On time. Well, we were 2 minutes late. But that's a miracle. that is a definite miracle. And for people that say miracles don't happen today, they're crazy, y'all. We have been blessed over and over and over again with things happening that, yep, after the inspection. Yep. Yeah, that was after the inspection. Okay, when you go in North Carolina to get your vehicle inspected, they have a little gauge that they stick on your tire tread. And if your tire tread is not within a certain amount, it will not pass inspection. You have to have a certain amount of tread on your tires. They check everything on your vehicle. They check your lights. They check your brakes, your mirrors, your rear view mirrors, everything. And if your vehicle doesn't pass inspection, you don't get to have it on the road. So, yeah. So that was definitely a big miracle that he didn't get hurt. The truck is, I guess, supposedly okay, and nobody else got hurt. You can't tell me that's not a miracle. God had his angels right there with my husband, y'all. He didn't have a panic attack. And if you know my husband, you know that he struggles with anxiety, especially since he had his heart attack. You know. You caught it before it came off? Well, yeah. You had an angel watching over you at that time, Scott. See? It's happened to a lot of people. So, yeah. Y'all, that lemonade tastes so good. But, and then when we got to church, he shared it with the people at church, you know, what happened. And it just, I'm very amazed at the amount of people that have so little faith, and they have the attitude of, well, good things don't happen to me. You know, I don't get that, because I think good things happen to people every day. It's just people they turn a blind eye to the obvious. You know, there's no way to explain what happened yesterday other than God himself watching over my husband, sending his angels, whatever, however he did it. Can't nobody ever know, nobody will ever be able to tell me that was not divine intervention. I'm telling you. So, I'm just saying, you know. It says he'll never leave you and never forsake you. So, he didn't. You know, he didn't leave him yesterday. He didn't leave him almost 2 years ago when he got to his accident. When he had his heart attack. When he had his stroke and then his heart attack. Okay. So, okay, and I wanted to go over something with you guys for a moment. Mirror. um, the obvious miracles in the Bible, and how I just don't understand how some people can deny who Jesus is and not understand the power that, that Jesus had on while he was on this earth, even, you know. But in John chapter 11, it's talking about Jesus' friend Lazarus when he died. You know, go and you read that. The man was smelling. He had already started smelling of rotten, decaying flesh. And Jesus went to him and he arose. They all, I believe Jesus did that to show people that he was who he is. And I think that a lot of people, because you don't see dead, you know, like a person who's been dead rise up, they only think stuff like that is miracles. But I bring this particular verse up because things like that actually do happen today. It may not be a corpse that's their flesh is basically starting to rot, but we've got people who have been laying in comas for 5, 10, 15, 20 years, and they kept wanting to pull a plug on them. They said they were brain dead. There was no hope. You need to let them go. And those people wake up. And some of them have even been able to walk again and talk again with a lot of physical therapy. So, how is that not a miracle? To me, that's a modern day miracle. It's not, you know, somebody who was rotting flesh dead, but it's somebody who is supposed to be incapacitated, never to regain any of their faculties again. And that's what all the doctors tell the people. And yet those people defy everything them doctors say to get up or wake up out of that coma. Do y'all see where I'm coming from? It just baffles me how anybody cannot understand that that's a God thing. That's not a daughter thing. That's a God thing. And the Bible tells you not to deny the power thereof, and that's power when something like that happens. So, just saying. Yeah, it is a good idea to check the lug nuts. Yeah. Well, I mean, Echo, I get what you're saying, but I don't think he was thinking, okay, we brought the truck to get it inspected, and we had paid all that money for them new tires, and then y'all don't put the lug nuts back on one of the tires at an inspection station. Yeah. So that's it is what it is. But you know what? Accidents happen. So I can't be mad at them, because if I had people mad at me for some of my accidents, I'd probably have a whole lot of people mad at me, because I've messed up a plenty in my life. So I'm just saying. But yeah. But do y'all get what I'm saying about using Lazarus as an example. Don't y'all think that's a good example of one of the miracles that stands out? I mean, that's one of the miracles that stands out in my mind. Raising somebody from the dead. Yeah, most definitely. Echo. Yeah. Blessed. But yeah, there's so many miracles, you know, so many miracles. And the book of John has, the book of John's good. Just, yeah. I think it's like almost my favorite book in the Bible, maybe. No, well, Psalms is, I think. Yeah, Psalms is probably my favorite book. Then John would probably be my second. And in the Old Testament, all of the Old Testament, I like. I like all of the Old Testament. Yeah. So, does anybody have any thoughts? Anybody want to share any thoughts? Let me see here. Okay, well, I'm going to read a little bit. Okay. I'm going to read to y'all the plan to kill Jesus. It's in John chapter 11, verse 45. Then many of the Jews which came to Mary and had seen the things which Jesus did believed in him. But some of them went their ways to the Pharisees and told them what things Jesus had done. Then gathered the chief priests and the Pharisees a council and said, what do we? For this man doeth many miracles. If we let him thus alone, all men will believe on him, and the Romans shall come and take away both our place and nation. And one of them, named Caiaphas, being the high priest that same year, said unto them, ye know nothing at all, nor consider that is expedient for us that one man should die for those people, and that the whole nation not perish, or perish not. And this spake he not of himself, but being high priest that year, he prophesied that Jesus should die for that nation. And not for the nation only, but that also he should gather together in one that children of God that were scattered abroad. Then from that day forth they took counsel together, for to put him to death. Jesus therefore walked no more openly among the Jews, but went thence out into the country near to the wilderness, into a city called Ephraim, and there continued with his disciples. And the Jews' Passover was nigh at hand, and many went out into the country up to Jerusalem before the Passover to purify themselves. Then sought they for Jesus, and spake amongst themselves, as they stood to the temple, what think ye, that he will not come to the feast? Now both the chief priests and the Pharisees had given a commandment, that if any man knew where he was, he should shew it, that they might take him. Meaning, tell us where he's at so we can go get him. Okay? Mary anoints the feet of Jesus. That's in chapter 12. Then Jesus, 6 days before the Passover, came to Bethany, where Lazarus was, which had been dead, whom he raised from the dead. There they made him a supper, and Martha served, but Lazarus was one of them that sat at the table with him. Then took Mary a pound of ointment of spikenard, very costly, and anointed the feet of Jesus, and wiped his feet with her hair. And the house was filled with the odor of the ointment. Then saith one of his disciples, Judas Iscariot, Simon's son, which should betray him. Why was not this ointment sold for 300 pence and given to the poor? This he said, not that he cared for the poor, but because he was a thief, and he had the bag and the bear that was put therein. Then Jesus said, let her alone. Against the day of thy burying hath she kept this. For the poor always ye have with you, but me ye have not always. Much people of the Jews therefore knew that he was there, and they came not for Jesus' sake only, but that he might see Lazarus also, whom he had raised from the dead. But the chief priests consulted that they might put Lazarus also to death, because by that reason of him many of the Jews went away and believed on Jesus. Okay. Now, I think y'all should go in to John and read up on John, why I've often wondered, he chose to raise Lazarus from the dead right before he was crucified, y'all. And I think that is a powerful thing, that he did that right before he was crucified. That was one of the things he did to show people who he really was. And they still crucified him. So, but had he not been crucified, we wouldn't have salvation. Because we can't, there's no good deed we could do. There's nothing, I think, that we could ever do that would be good enough to get us into heaven. Nothing. That's why he had to come in the flesh. So, I'm just saying, read John. Read John. Read John. Because there's a lot of things that are going on in our world right now, globally, not just here in America, but globally. It's like what's right is wrong, what's wrong is right. Some of the stuff that's happened just the last couple of weeks, parents going and killing their kids, and kids killing their parents, family members killing each other, people killing their neighbors. I mean, crazy stuff, that it's like, are we in the Twilight Zone? No, we're not. The Bible tells us that these things are going to happen in the last days. So we're in it. There's no, in my mind, there's no denying it. And I tell everybody that I feel led to tell, make sure your heart's right. Always make sure your heart's right with the Lord. Don't lay your head down at night, go to bed, and not have your heart right with the Lord. Don't let angry words and bitter thoughts and stuff sit there and fester with people. Deal with it. Make peace with them. Forgive. For, Forgive them. Ask them to forgive you. Forgive yourself. You know, if you're holding on to any grudges or anything, let it go. Just let it go. It's not worth it. You need that more than they do. You need to forgive them for you more than they need your forgiveness. Because without you forgiving people that have wronged you, um, who are we not to forgive somebody? You know, I don't think I'm anybody special. Everybody, in my opinion, deserves forgiveness. You know, um, without Jesus, I wouldn't have no forgiveness. So, and I'm not by any means a perfect person. So, just saying, you know, just think about those things. And if you can just sit down every day, even if it's only a few passages, just read your Bible. Have fellowship with just you and the Lord. Find a quiet place. Mine, preferably, is a lot of times the bathroom. And just pray. Read your Bible. Pray, pray, pray. You know. But, okay. That's what I wanted to talk to y'all about. Is uh, making sure you have things right. Make sure your house is in order. Try to understand more when other people say hurtful things, or you feel like, well, they just don't get it, or you feel like you're at odds with somebody. Try to be a little bit more understanding. Don't be so bullheaded and always expect for everybody to understand where you're coming from, because sometimes you're not going to be understood. And it's okay. The world's not going to stop because somebody doesn't understand you or you don't understand them. Sometimes we just don't see eye to eye with people, and that's okay. You just pray about it and you keep on walking, keep on stepping. you know so but y'all, those are the things I wanted to talk to y'all about tonight. I'm not going to stay on very long. Probably going to go ahead and wrap it up if nobody has anything they want to talk about. Let's see here. I don't see anything. Okay, y'all. Does anybody have any input? Okay, y'all. Well, if anybody's in here that's never been, thank you for coming. I'm going to try my best to um, do a little bit more Bible study. I'm kind of, um, trying to put some stuff together so I can do a little Bible study, or maybe even just share what our Bible study at my church is, and just share it with y'all. But that's one of the things I would really like to do. Um, and of course, I'm always going to do my cooking videos, but I haven't been doing a lot of stuff lately because we've had so much going on, and it's the end of the summer, and we have to stay busy like little ants putting up for um, the winter. So, um, but things will slow down, and I'll get back to, or I'll get to making more videos and stuff. But for the meantime, I'm going to keep this short. I went over everything I wanted to go over, and until the next time, you guys, y'all have a blessed night. Take care of yourselves. Remember, get your house in order. Keep it in order. Um, tell your loved ones you love them. Give a stranger a smile. Um, pay people a compliment every once in a while. Maybe try to make somebody else's day a little bit brighter. And just love each other. You know, y'all take it easy. Thank you for coming, and just stay safe.